This video is from my Stationeers series on Twitch. Hopefully you enjoy it.
Okay. So, Stationeers. The game I like playing. Actually pretty simple. Pretty relaxed. So, the thing I found best to do to start with is to figure out where we want to go. Go onto the hill there, that'll give us more sun. Down here is actually pretty good, so. The idea here is to get a little room that I can go hide in with all my stuff. When we have extreme weather conditions. Alright. Need to keep some of these iron sheets in because eventually I'm going to need to use them to build my various construction equipment. What I am going to do is plan out how I'm going to build it. So I'm going to run a power line there, so that there. I'm going to build an airlock there, so and yes, in the early game you want to turn off your welding torch whenever you're not using it. Because the more it's on, the more fuel you're using. Jet back up. Yeah. Oh. Problem. So, it is going to get dark. The issue with darkness is we can't see. I know. Really straightforward issues that we're running into right here. So we can basically ignore most of the organic supplies box. We want the supplies box, so let's grab that. As you'll notice, it's getting really dark. Now, the robot does have a night vision mode, but it uses up a lot of battery. Now, at the moment, I really don't want to be using up much battery. So, we have some things in here. Oh, here's an option for getting a little bit of light. We have some flares. Let's take a flare, put it in our backpack. Notice we get a little bit of light there. And I'm also going to take this portable solar power panel thing and drop it down. And I'm going to find one of these boxes. Okay, it's got labor and right. One of these usually has a few extra bits, a few extra power batteries that we can snaffle. There we go, it's under the portable appliance kit. I'm going to grab those two. I'm going to put one in the portable solar generator. I'm going to put the other one in here. So that gives us quite a bit of power. Now we're about to get told that we're running low on power because we're at 50%. So while that's going, let's start putting in the airlock. Now we're on Mars, so that means we actually want to have two different sets of ends. We want the interior and the exterior. Now, what I'm going to do is put console over here. Oh, it's mostly empty now. take the standard airlock control on the 2 doors. Good. So we have door 1, door 2. There we go, there's our power warning. Now I like to leave using the power sort of until later. Put the battery controller there, charger there for now. So let's see, we take our daylight sensor and we turn that to the gas sensor there. Now I want to take some of the walls. Now, don't want them as windows everywhere. Because that'll actually heat up the interior of the space we do. So what I'm going to start off with is putting in, let's see, the shadow went towards that direction, so I actually want these walls to be solid. And just because this will let us have a little bit of visibility as to what's going on outside. To close all of those. Now, we just closed that grate in. So let's pull this out, move the grate into here, and pull that back over here. And there. Okay, so we only have 14 iron sheets. That's actually going to be important for us. We're down even lower. Up again. So I'm going to turn these into windows so I don't forget about them. We need to complete making the doors, so we need plastic sheets. Turn it on. Now we take our glass and we actually connect that into the door. So now the doors are there. So the idea from here now, to worry about the initial risky factor, is I have a tiny little one-room place I can go hide out in if we get a sandstorm. But what I'd like to do is actually close this up more. So we have the auto lathe, and we have the furnace. We don't actually have power to them yet, so let's get power to them before we do anything. Now, little trick I found out. 2 flares will get you through the night. So early on, while you're still worrying about having power, that's actually a little trick that can get you through there. I like to play as if I'm basically the initial landing robot that's been set down to prepare a colony for or at least initial colony for human habitations. Okay, so now I stop building the cable coils with the auto lathe and actually empty it out of all of its materials because I'm going to put them all into here. Now, when I turn this on, I have a bunch of new set of things to build. Haven't tried the Stirling engine yet, but it's actually a really neat idea. But for right now, first thing I'm going to build is a little portable light. Because after blowing myself up, I don't know how many times with flares in atmospheres that shouldn't have had hydrogen in them, but did. Yeah. There we go. The upright wind turbine. There we go. So the small wind generators aren't affected by windstorms in that they're not damaged by windstorms. Benefit number one. Benefit number two, they operate whether it's light or dark. They're wind based, so they don't care whether the sun is up or not. And benefit number three is they're quite literally one-piece builds. But make sure you have all the pieces, you drop them down, and they're generating. Now, the nice thing about heavy power cables is you can pretty much put as much power through them as you can generate. So, my electrical system here is being split into two things. In that, there are two sides to my electrical system. There's the power generation side, and then there's the usage side. So everything power generation side will be running with heavy cable. Okay, so here we go. So we will now have... I really wish this was telling me how much power it was generating at night, that sort of thing. And I know the network power analyzer is supposed to be able to tell me how much power it's generating, but it's not great. And so you'll notice here this one is flashing green. For those of you who aren't used to the game, that's basically telling us that it's charging up the battery. And so with it flashing red, there's more power coming out than is going in. So eventually the plan will be to run all of these sorts of things on their own sort of power circuit. So the plan will be to have a battery set that everything connects to. So basically, there'll be a series of batteries that are the main batteries for the base. And everything will connect to those batteries that receive power. There'll be nothing that will be directly connecting to the batteries. Everything will be running through some sort of transformer or other power adjuster. So at the moment, for example, the area power controls here are how I'm keeping some of these batteries charged. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but yeah, well, you know. next time I start streaming Stationeers, we'll start from this base. The goal for next time is to make the arc welder. That will be the primary goal. And if I continue streaming from there, great. But that's going to involve getting a lot of different materials together, because as we can see from the list of required materials, we're going to need steel, we're going to need electrum, we're going to need invar, and we're going to need solder. And all of those get made in the furnace. So that's going to take quite a bit of fiddling, getting the materials, and risking making ourselves go bang, as the furnace can be rather explosive when you're running it by throwing pieces of ice into the furnace and hoping you don't overload it. So I think we'll save this with the view looking over. Oh, here we go. Come back this way, and then I'll jump down, and I'll keep the fans, and we'll do sort of this view as the end.
Thanks for watching this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe and all that stuff. I hope to be releasing videos around once per week. So check back each week to see what I've released that week.